Good morning, everyone. Myself, Dr. Ruchi Jain from Nagpur, is feeling blessed to introduce the most important concept of seed ball today. I am here to explain to you how, with your smallest attempt, you can grow acres of jungles with few seed balls. They are nothing but the magic balls I call, because seed ball contain the life of Mother Earth, the seeds which will grow into lush green trees with few attempts being made by you all. So here I will take today the concept of what is seed ball. Seed ball is nothing but the balls or the pellets. They are also called as the seed bombs because they are being made up of the soil and the compost having seeds within them. The balls are being rolled and even the pellets are being formed, so that wherever the land is empty, you can just throw them to the earth and you will find that the balls containing the seeds will germinate, and after germinating the tree will take care of itself.
So when you just throw these seed balls into the nature, they will be taken care by the rains dribbling down. So what is the season of making these seed balls correctly? In the month of June, mid-June, when the sun is high and there is lot of moisture and humid in the environment, and when there is just a season to arise for the rains, you have to make the seed balls before that. And once you go, travel throughout. Once the rains have started, let the first rain come in, and then you can throw these seed balls into the environment and just see them rooting inside, and the whole 4 month season of rain will take care of the seed being sown by you over there. What kind of seeds can be selected is also a very important issue in making or preparing the seed balls. The seeds to be collected is particularly, the seeds have got a particular calendar when the seeds are required to be collected. Don't go for the exotic species, go for the native species of the plants. Seeds to be collected is very important issue. Seeds to be collected is in the month of April and May. Beautiful nature, mother, is very important that the seeds being given by the plants is depending upon the species Darwin theory, survival of the fittest. Those plants who have got very few seeds will give many seeds over the year, but those plants like bamboo gives the plant gives the seeds once in 25 years, but the number of seeds given by the bamboo is in abundant, whereas few plants like mango, jamun, you will find those seeds coming up only in June and May. So you have to collect the seeds according to the season, and when there is a right season, there is a right soil and there is a right seed, the plant will grow and be lushful. Only thing is you have to be very careful is collecting the seeds. The seeds are readily available in the markets, but the potency of the seed is not guaranteed over here there. So you have to keep into mind that the seeds being collected are potent enough to ripe and germinate, because few seeds lose their potency after some time or after few months, and they cannot be rooted at that time. So you have to be the most important part is selection of the seeds. The seeds which you are selecting has to have the potency, the right season to be planted. Many vegetables are being planted, many flowering plants are being planted in the month of June, July, because the mother rain or the rain season will take care of those plantations. When you are selecting the seeds for making the seed ball, the most important part is the size of the seeds we are selecting for making the ball. If you are using very small seeds, that is the best selection for making a seed ball, because small seeds like bamboo and you can bamboo, then avla, they are being used as a perfect mix for making the seed balls. Other seeds like the babool, the durang, the lal bhaji, or any vegetable plants, or even bamboo, babool, and many plants, imli, they can be used for the seed ball concept, because once you mix it with the seed ball, they get really good binding is there, and you can just throw them. But the bigger seeds like arjun, I've talked about mango, those don't need the covering of the soil, because the hard nutshell of the mango plant or the mango seed will take care of the germination process itself. Now moving ahead to the making of the seed ball. How to make it? I will definitely demonstrate the process, but in words, you have to mix with the compost and the soil with the binding material, and you have to use the seeds while preparing the seed balls. Once you are using the small seeds, you can just mix it with the binder. Otherwise, if it is too small, but if it is quite big enough like imli, then you require to select one seed with the one seed ball. Okay. The important thing is the concept of seed ball is more important concept for the forest growing plants, or those plants who are hard enough to take care of themselves. They don't need lot of caring, but they are abundantly growing plants. The plants like people, plants like neem, banyan, they are the most required plants to be grown through these seed balls. And once you throw it into the ground, they will take care. In few months, their roots will reach so to the down to the earth that you don't need extra care and extra pampering for these plants. Yeah. Selecting of the soil is really very essential from which you are making the seed ball. Seed ball making means the soil, a binding material. You can use the sand, you can use dry grass or dry leaves also, which can bind the balls, and the compost. The compost can be used anything, either made up of cow dung or the gandur khad, what we say, or even the house compost, which is very important for making the seed balls. So here I will demonstrate you. So what I have right now is I have already mixed my soil, because we have a black soil which is very good in Nagpur. So I have used. The second important thing is that when you are making the seed ball, the soil should not contain the gravels and the stone, which is very hard, because that will really not make proper balls, and you have to remove these sand or the stones which are there within, and the soil should be really very soft enough and not very hard, and you can mix it with water previously, and because binding will really need water, but it should not be so much wet that the seed itself germinate into the ball. So the most important thing is mixing of this material, because too much of water will spoil the whole concept of seed ball, because once the seed gets germinated, they will lose the capacity or the potency of growing into the seed. So here I will demonstrate to you. So this is what the sand is, what I have selected. I'll mix with it equal quantity, that is 1:1. The ratio is being selected. One ratio is of soil and equal ratio is to be selected of the compost. The ratio goes 1:1, and if someone says it goes to 50:100, I will deny to it, because what I feel is because this compost will give lot of nourishment to the seed to grow, and once the rain drizzle it, the compost is really going to help and benefit the soil. But here also you have to take care that there should be no sand or no stone particles into it. So it should be very fine. If you use another compost which is very fine, will be also beneficial preparing the mix. While making the seed ball, these stone particles which are there is going to be a major hurdle for making the seed ball, so you have to really remove it. You can use, I have used over here as a binding material is all the dried leaves which I have collected from my garden itself, and they were put for the composting, and they will definitely act well as a compost material and also a binder. You can just crush them like this and mix it to the mixing material what we are preparing, or the mixing preparation what we have. So the concept is behind this is कि it will be a binder. You don't have to put lots of water into it, but small quantity of water just to wet the soil enough is really what is required, because once it is too wet it will spoil the fertility of the seed. So this is very important while preparing the seed. Again, I am repeating it कि the mixture should not be wet enough that it will not allow the seeds that will allow the seed to germinate into itself. So it has to be quite dry, but it should be quite enough that you can make balls out of it, or just what we say in Hindi is a laddu out of it. So the binder material and the compost itself becomes very important ingredient in making the seed ball. Ready with the mixture, we wanted to make about with the seed, with the soil and the compost. So here the mix is ready. It is not too wet, it is not too dry, ready to get binded with the soil. And now the most important thing is selection of the seed, which we have already discussed. If you are using tiny seeds like amla, so you can just mix over 4 to 5 seeds over here and you just have to bind them. Care should be taken is that you bind it so properly that the seeds are not exposed to the outside, but they are deep inside and deep enough to these laddus. And these seed balls are ready to be prepared. And these seed balls will be ready to be dispatched. I have mixed almost 4 to 5 amla seeds into it. You just have to roll them and bind them very hard, and this will usually take 3 to 4 days to get dried out. Don't put it into dry heat or very direct sunlight, because again sun heat will try to destroy it. So they have to be dried it into a proper medium. And when you are using seeds like bigger seeds like imli, which is a very quite big seed enough, so what you can do is just prepare a laddu and put a hole into it, and where you can just put the seed inside. So this will really help you to bind it very strongly. So here these seed balls are really very helpful enough, and you are ready with these balls. So I have really directed you how you can prepare it. If you are making, see, this is what we have done. The seed ball size is also very important. It should not be very large, because if it crosses the centimeter or it crosses 5 to 7 centimeters and the seed goes very deep, that might also fail to germinate over the period of time. If you are using very tiny seeds, you can really mix it over along with the compost mix what you're making, and you can also prepare the balls out of it. If the seeds are very tiny, what you can do is, when you have mixed it with the soil, you can also prepare the seed pellets. What seed pellets are? You just have to make the seed balls, and since they are very tiny and they can go deep inside, so the important thing is you just have to make a laddu, and since it is very tiny and it can go very deep, you just have to press it from the above. I'll just demonstrate to you how to prepare it. See. Yeah. So after making a laddu, you just need to compress it, and they are called as seed pellets. They are also important because when you're using very fine seeds, you just have to press. You can even use, yesterday while we had this expo with our kids, they were asking me for the molds. So can the molds be used? Yes, I think that the molds can be used for preparing these pellets. So I've just compressed it and I've kept them to dry over. So this is the process of making these seed bumps, and I think we have effectively demonstrated. And when you will do this activity with the kids like we had yesterday, all the kids enjoyed it. It's a very good motor activity where we could see those kids who are not able to bind these laddus, they had poor motor grips and they need a lot of practice. But those kids who were really good with motor skills, they made very fine and very optimum size laddu, or the seeds balls they call, and they really had fun in this lockdown period when the stress has boosted out. This was a stress buster for all my kids, and they enjoyed this activity really well. And once you have prepared these seed balls, and they are dried out, you just give it as a gift to all those who are traveling around. Even if you are traveling somewhere, you can gift it and just throw it into the mother nature and she will take care.